Okay, so, like, you're thinking about tech, right? Maybe wondering if college is the only way in.
Right.
Well, we're going to dive into that today, and honestly, you might be surprised by what some, experienced tech people have to say about it.
Yeah, we talked to developers, mentors, people who are like actively helping others break into tech right now.
Mm-hmm.
And their take on how hiring's changing, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and one programmer told us this story, and it kind of sums it up. He's like, out of 30 college classes, only 2 mattered.
Wow.
Algorithms and data structures. That's it.
See, and that's not just like a funny story. That points to this big shift. Tech companies, the big ones especially,
Yeah.
they're realizing degrees don't always equal skills. It's more about, can you solve problems, think critically, communicate,
Right.
be adaptable. That's what they want.
It's so true, though. When you hear it, it's like, well, duh. But it's like, we're so used to needing that degree.
Exactly. And those skills, they're not always the focus in like a normal computer science program, you know?
Yeah, it's like they're saying, show us what you can do, not just what you memorize for a test.
Exactly. And that's where this whole new signals thing comes in. How do you prove yourself without just the degree?
Right. So if it's not just the degree anymore, what are these new signals? What are companies looking for?
Well, one of the biggest changes is the portfolio.
Oh, interesting.
It's not enough to say, I'm good at Python on your resume. They want to see it.
It's more about what you can actually do, not where you went to school.
Think of it like this. A musician wouldn't just say they're good, right? They'd want you to hear them play. The portfolio is you playing your skills.
So it's showing projects, maybe open source contributions. For listeners who don't know, that basically means projects where the code is public and solving challenges, stuff like that.
Exactly. It's proving you can think, solve problems, adapt to new tech, work with others, all that good stuff.
Painting that picture of your abilities instead of just relying on, that piece of paper.
Right. And that leads to another big thing, alternative learning. Boot camps, online courses, even teaching yourself with online communities. These are becoming like legitimate options.
It's interesting. It's saying there are lots of ways to have a successful tech career.
And one of the good things about those is the focus on actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
You're thrown into situations that are like real jobs, building things, working together, getting feedback.
Learning by doing, which, let's be real, is how we often learn best. But what if someone's just starting out? They don't have a ton of projects for a portfolio yet, right?
Yeah.
What do the experts say about that?
That's where, networking can be huge. Even if you don't have a lot to show yet, just connecting with people,
Right.
it can make a big difference.
So we're not like hiding behind our computers anymore. Got to get out there.
It's all about building those relationships, going to events, even if they're online, connecting on LinkedIn, forums. It's a way to learn, share your work, get feedback, and, get on people's radar.
Which is key, right? Because even without that big portfolio, you're showing you're part of it all, that you're eager.
Exactly. It all ties back to those new signals we were talking about, being active, showing you care, wanting to learn. Those are all good signs to employers.
It's almost like that drive to learn can be just as valuable as, years of experience sometimes.
Absolutely. Shows you have that growth mindset, which is so important in tech because everything changes so fast.
Right.
You got to be able to keep up, learn new stuff quickly.
So what about people who do have a degree already? Is it just useless now?
I wouldn't say useless. It's more like the impact is different. Think of it as a baseline, not a free pass.
Okay.
It might get your foot in the door, but it's those other things, the signals, that really make you stand out.
It's that combo, right? Your background, your skills, and how you're involved in the tech world.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, it puts more power in your hands, You don't have to follow just one path.
Yeah.
You can show off your skills, your experience in a way that makes sense for you.
Taking control of your own journey instead of just hoping that piece of paper is enough.
Exactly. Which actually brings up another good point. Thinking long term.
You mean like past just getting the first job?
Yeah, because tech is always changing. You got to keep learning your whole career.
Right. What's hot today might be gone tomorrow.
Exactly. It's about being a lifelong learner, always curious, always ready for something new.
That makes sense, but it's also kind of overwhelming, no? It's like, how do you keep up with everything changing all the time? Any tips from the experts on that? Yeah, it does feel kind of impossible sometimes, right? Like learning the new stuff and staying on top of the basics. So do they say anything about not getting burned out?
One thing they talked about was focusing on what you actually like. You don't have to be, the best at everything. find what excites you in tech and like really go for it.
So instead of trying to do it all, find your thing and be awesome at that.
Right. You'll be more into it, and that passion, it shows. Employers can tell when someone's genuinely excited.
It's like, what's that saying? Find a job you love and you'll never work a day. Okay, maybe not never work, haha, but it makes it more fun.
Exactly. When you're learning because you want to, it's not a chore anymore, you know? It's more like you're, I don't know, exploring or something.
So much of this is like in your head, right? That whole growth mindset we were saying, being cool with trying new things.
Huge. Because in the end, it doesn't matter as much what you know right now. It's more, can you learn? Can you adapt as things change?
Which they always do, haha.
Exactly. That's what makes you valuable in the long run. Someone who can keep up even when things get wild.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change, especially in tech.
For sure. So if you can show them you're not just surviving the change, but you're actually good at it, that's huge.
So basically what we're hearing is the path to tech, it's not the same anymore. Degrees matter, but they're not the only thing.
Yeah.
It's about building those skills, showing what you can do, connecting with people, and always being ready to learn more.
And finding that thing you love that you're really passionate about.
Exactly. It's about being proactive, showing your value, and never stopping learning. And hey, maybe those 2 classes on algorithms and data structures will come in handy after all. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.